Hey everybody, it is Chris Brown, your real estate professional and a marketing entrepreneur, and welcome to another fabulous episode of State of the Real Estate Market. And if today is your first time chiming in to State of the Real Estate Market with yours truly, Chris Brown, well, hey, be sure to like and also subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're always talking about different things regarding real estate. We're just not only buying, selling, and investing in real estate, but we also talk about different hot topics in regards to entrepreneurship and other big buzzing topics that are going on in the entrepreneurial world. So be sure, buying, selling, or investing in real estate, you want to make sure that you tune in and get the latest scoop on what is really going on out there. So today's episode, this is May. So guys, we are in the 5th month of the year, almost halfway done. So lots of things have changed. A lot of people have been asking, what is going on with the real estate market? Is it really going to boom? Are we really going to see like a big change in the real estate market? Our interest rates are going to continue to do what they've been doing, and that's been unpredictable because not everyone knows what exactly is going to happen. And, we did experience a little bit of a dip. If you guys who tuned into the previous episode, we did experience a little bit of a drop in interest rates. Primary reason for that was due to the bank failures. Now, what it has done in regards to the feds, if they're going to continue to hike rates or, really put an emphasis on the inflation situation, things are getting much higher, and its impact is creating a domino effect. So with the interest rates are still a bit higher than, obviously much higher than what they were a couple of years ago. When everybody was buying homes and, interest rates were, just below 3%. Now you're looking at 6-7%. And when that does happen, people are trying to find different ways of still getting the same home that they've been interested in. So you have different incentives that are being pushed out there through the government, like down payment. You have different scenarios where people are able to buy down their interest rates. And when people are going into these deals, they're actually trying to negotiate that, where if they don't have the funds to bid it down or buy down their interest rate, they're actually trying to get that covered in some of their costs. So with that being said, there's different creative ways of still getting the same thing done. However, actual sales are not as abundant as they have been. But on the flip side, the inventory is still low. The inventory really has not changed a lot. You may have seen in certain markets, you've seen a slight increase in inventory. And with that being said, even with the slight increase in inventory, we are still in a seller's market. And I say this not to be so very general, but, I always tell everyone, whenever you receive any information, really look specific to your market. And the reason being is because whatever is being said on the national news may not impact your market. And I'm in the Tampa Bay market, so dealing with multiple counties around the Tampa Bay area, and there's different markets. There's different price points. If someone came to me and said, "Hey, I want to get something under 200,000," unless they want to look at a modular home, mobile home, or something along those lines, you can probably find that. However, if it's less than 300, you're probably looking more at a townhouse, possibly. And townhouses, they're building new townhouses now that they're starting off at 400, mid 400s, low 400s. And that's the starting price. So you can only imagine what that's looking like. So keep in mind, be sure to pay attention to your specific market. If you have questions about anything that's going on, be sure to check out your specific market. Now, interest rates has always been a situation, at least definitely for the past year. Everyone's experienced the flux of inflation and how it's impacted just simple things such as food. The chicken, I do a lot of chicken breasts. So the chicken breasts have increased in prices. I really find myself doing alternative shopping where I actually have to go to like Sam's Club. I used to didn't like going to Sam's Club just because it was always busy. But now you got to go during the week. Go during the week, during the day. Not everyone's there. It's just you and a few other people. But if you wait till the weekend, whew, wrong call, buddy. but those are some of the adjustments that we all have to make. We still are finding the same, trying to get the same things done with the same budget. If you still have the same budget, or if you're just trying to save for whatever reason it may be, definitely do that. Now, will prices begin to settle? Now, we did start experiencing some settling in prices, and I'll speak very specific to my market, Tampa Bay market, but there's still homes that are flying off the shelf. You're still getting, in certain pockets, you're still getting homes selling either at or slightly above asking price. And that gives you a sign that we still have a seller's market. It's not as strong as it was before. And people are like, well, what makes it a seller's market? Well, it has to deal with the amount of inventory, amount of time that homes are expected to be on the market. Typically when you start reaching that 5-6 months market time or expected time on market, that's when you start looking at more of a balanced market. When you're looking at the current situation where it's like less than 90 days, these properties are on the market less than 90 days, well, that's still a seller's market, guys. Yeah, it truthfully is. It truthfully is still a seller's market. And keep in mind, we're looking at the inventory. The inventory is definitely still low. Even in my business, I need inventory. I need listings. I need people who are interested in selling their home, whether it be fully ready for the market value or if it just needs a little bit of work and you're still looking to try to maximize that price point. I need inventory myself, guys. So I know I'm needing, and other professionals are needing it. If you're thinking about selling at this time, just be aware of the amount of time that your home may be on the market. Then also be aware of what do you need to do in order to get your home sold fast. Is either make some updates to it if it needs updates, make some repairs to it, make those repairs. And on the flip side, when you're having people come and they're looking at homes, keep in mind, especially if it is a first-time home buyer, the simplest of things that you may think is so simple, they're going to get spooked. And with them being spooked, that does create another issue, guys. So let's make sure that you're making the necessary repairs that may be required of you in order to get the maximum amount out of your home. And I always tell people, do this so that you can avoid a situation where people are continuously lowballing, sending you lowball offers. They're going to be out there just because if they see your home on the market for more than 30 days, there's so many folks that are familiar with the previous market in the past couple of years that if they see it on the market for more than a week, they think that there's something wrong with the house. Come on, guys. Before the pandemic, it wasn't even, man, if your home was on the market for 60 days, you have a perfect home and it'll be on the market for more than 30, 60, 90 days. So keep in mind what's going on. Do the necessary things in order to get your home sold. All right. Everyone's situation is different. It all depends. If you think that today is a good time to sell, and I get that question all the time, hey, should I sell my house? Well, it depends on what is your next move. Do you plan on still staying in the same community that you're in? Do you still plan on staying in the same area? Do you have another home to go to? There's different alternatives now. People are investing. And what I mean by that, they're doing what's called a HELOC, which is home equity line of credit. Basically, they're using the equity that's in their current home to actually invest. And what are people investing in? A big thing right now is short-term rentals. So Airbnbs, the vacation rental homes as well. So great opportunities. It may even just be, hey, I just want a second home. It may even be somewhere else. It doesn't have to be in the same area. It could be somewhere else. If you're living up north and you got a bunch of equity, hey, what's wrong with you buying another home in Florida? Call your boy. Call me. We can get you set up. If you're looking to sell your home now to upgrade, hey, talk to a real estate professional, see what your options are. It could be a great opportunity for you. Understand your timelines. When do you need to be moved to your next location? If you're just moving just to move, it may not be a good time for you. You know, if you're moving because you want to go be closer to a different school, you want to be out of the area, you need a bigger home. We all want a bigger home, but keep in mind the interest rates are much different right now. Right now, because trust me, at some point those interest rates are going to come down, and when they come down, that's going to be the best time to actually refinance, and that's when you do. Okay, guys, there's something's going to happen. Just if you're in a position to buy and you need to buy, or actually if you need to sell your home, go ahead, make the necessary decisions, necessary steps, speak to the necessary people in order to understand what's going on in your real estate market so that you can make the next move. All right. So guys, should we expect the real estate market to crash? No. You know, and I have people asking this all the time because they know I got into the real estate market before the financial crash. So I was in it beforehand, and I experienced what a lot of people have experienced now, where everything was just kind of on the up and up. You know, you would get a home, hang out with it for a few months. It would get so much equity in it. Then you purchase another home, you know, and that was the cycle. You know, that was the cycle for me for years. And then I got into investing in the property. So I get an investment property, even if the margins weren't the greatest. But I knew in a few months that those margins would be back up there. So it was all about how to buy these homes. And when you're in that type of market, then you're going to find that type of success. But guys, this is not the same as the financial crash. We all know what happened. The mortgages, you couldn't refinance, the adjustable rate loans, all of that stuff that happened, people buying homes that weren't even qualified to buy a home. And you know, that's a bit different than what this current situation is. Like I said, we're still in the seller's market. Homes are still being sold. Now, the amount of homes that are being sold, yeah, it may be down a little bit. Don't get me wrong. And that's volume wise. And interest rates are up. So maybe buyers aren't as encouraged. Also, on the same time, buyers are having to be retrained. You know, so many were used to being able to buy a home with no money down. And with that being said, and they had the low interest rates, that's all they prepare themselves for. Like, hey, I don't really need any money to close on a home. I can buy it, no money down. Do those opportunities still exist? They're still out there. Don't get me wrong. But are they in abundance as they were before? They're not. But so now buyers have to be retrained. Buyers are having to actually have money. Sellers are taking this into consideration when they're setting their prices. They know not to just throw it up. Well, they should know. And what happens is when they just throw the number up there, that property sits for a little bit. So a lot of times it's really understanding what the active sales are. See what homes, what they're actually selling for now versus say 6, 8, 12 months ago. You know, a lot of people, I get this all the time. They're just like, oh, my neighbor sold their house back in November. And I'm like, we're in May. We're almost in June. We're almost halfway through this year. It's so much that has changed. Today's market, you really have to reanalyze it every 30 days at minimum, 30 days. And that may not even be a good time to tell you the truth. Some people are in some markets, they're measuring it more frequently, but at least every 30 days. And that's why I do this free valued podcast, just giving this information out to you guys. And I want to make sure that you guys are in the know of what's going on in the market. If you guys ever have questions, as in, you know, hey, what's going on in my market? What do I need to do? Always reach out to me. Let's chit chat. Let's discuss, you know, what the market is really doing and how it may impact you and what you can do to actually benefit from it, you know, or how to navigate it. That's the real thing. Because if you want to buy a home, you want to make sure you're buying an asset. You understand that real estate is the biggest investment that most people will ever make. And with that being said, you want to make sure you're doing it the right way. You know, is this a time to wait to buy this investment? Possibly not. And I say that because why would you wait when only thing that's going to happen is prices are going to go up? And then you're going to be upset that the prices went up. You know, and that was the same scenario before. Oh, should I even buy a home? Oh, no, I don't believe in buying a home. I'll wait. And what's happened? A lot of those people who did purchase their homes, how much equity are they actually sitting on right now? I have a number of clients that bought their home, say in the past 5 years, they're sitting on 6 figures in equity, six figures in equity, easily. And that's not even stretching it. They're easily sitting on 6 figures in equity, and they can sell at home and get 6 figures easily. So keep in mind what's going on in the real estate market, guys. We did do some market updates for the 33619 zip code 33572, which is Apollo Beach. 33619 is Tampa, and then also 33578 Wimauma. Be sure to check out my Facebook page, because what I do is I'll put those market updates, because it's a lot of data on there. And you guys can get a free report, get that information, that data, so that you can have a general idea of what properties are doing right now, the number of listings. Number of big things that has happened is that the listings are staying on the market longer than what they were, say, a year ago from now. The median price point is a little bit higher than what it was in certain markets. But definitely one of the bigger takeaways is that homes are staying on the market much longer. So keep that in mind as you're doing your shopping. There's not as many buyers, so it may encourage you, hopefully it does, go ahead and make some adjustments to the property if it needs to. It's not that you're upgrading it, but hey, if it needs a little bit of maintenance, go ahead and make sure it's maintenance. So be sure to do that, because that's one of the big things that people are getting caught up on. They're not doing the necessary maintenance in order to get buyers interested in their homes. People aren't buying homes that need a bunch of repairs because they're getting hesitant. They're like, well, why would I buy it and it needs new flooring? So they're hesitant. So you may need to do a little bit of adjustments, but hey, I always tell everyone, speak to a real estate professional so you can weigh the pros and cons, okay? If there's a situation where you need a new paint job, that's probably going to cost you a little bit, but what is the weighing benefit? If you do freshly paint your home and people see it, they're going to realize that it's freshly painted. They're like, hey, I don't have to do that at all. But make sure that you're doing or using a neutral color so that they can come in, one, that it doesn't scare them, two, that they can still envision themselves saying, hey, I like this paint, it's freshly painted, but I want to paint that wall. Allow them to add their own touches. So keep that in mind when you guys are thinking about selling your homes. I'm always giving different advice to different sellers on different things to actually do to their homes. And some take the advice and some don't. And those who don't and who are serious about making the sale of their home, one or two things happens. One, they actually have to sell their home at a deep discount. Or two, they find themselves actually doing some of the changes that were suggested. So keep that in mind, guys. This is just free information I'd love to share with you guys. And once again, be sure to like, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Want to make sure that you guys are getting this information. If you're finding this information to be of great quality, be sure to share that. We want to make sure that you're doing that. If you guys get a chance, sometime during this whole Zoom podcast, however you're receiving this information, go ahead and tell me where you guys are from. It's always interesting just to know where people are from, but go ahead and like, subscribe. If there is a topic that you would like more information on, go ahead and send me a direct message. I'll go ahead and see what else, what information I can get. We'll probably make that a future episode so that you guys have that latest and greatest, or I can show you where I'm actually